right, second half here. A little addition to the set here. Got a little eye candy.
All right.
Look at that. All right, to finish up real quick on some of the lower level people that you were looking at, Robbie, rounds 9 through 13. I know you were scrutinizing through these. David Garrard, Mark picked David Garrard as his backup to Mark Sanchez. It's going to be a long year for Mark. That's what I think about that. Eddie Royal for Dr. Mo. You know what team he's on?
No.
Denver wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good one. Chris Chambers, Larry Johnson. Some old school names that you've probably heard about. Chris Chambers from the Rocks. Larry Johnson from Injured Reserve. Maybe one of them will come through. Maybe one of them will not. Mark again took Golden Tate. I've mentioned Mark a lot. Golden Tate kind of a stretch. Jason Campbell went to the Fish Ticklers, and I like the Raiders this year. I think Jason Campbell's going to have a good year, and I kind of like some of the Raiders players. A couple sleeper picks: Jake Delhomme, Derek Anderson. A couple quarterbacks. Jake Delhomme went to the Spades, who I think you may end up using a lot more than you think. Derek Anderson to the Hankenstein Monsters. Bernard Berrien, another sleeper, went to the A-Dogs. I think Bernard Berrien's in for a big year with Favre back. He was kind of the forgotten receiver. I think he could be back. Mike Peters took Algie Crumpler in the 12th round. I think Algie's done. Isn't there some kind of, what is that, mouse or something? Moss called Algie or? What is that? Fish plankton or something.
Sure.
Algie?
Yep. We're going with Algie with fish plankton. Yep.
And then Fred Davis went to the Divas, the last pick.
You did?
Yeah, I think that might be a good pick. Now that we got Katie in here, we got our two people, the Spades and the Divas, who were in the championship game last year, and you guys were in charge of picking the divisions. So a lot of people want to know what happened. Katie. Robbie. Well, let's highlight it a little bit. Robbie took, and I'll just read these teams real quick. The Normands, the...
I can tell you what happened.
Okay.
You guys totally tricked me.
Robbie, shenanigans?
No.
Yes, it was a total setup.
No.
You guys purposely didn't tell me that I was supposed to be picking players that I thought wouldn't do well. So everyone in my division, I thought you were going to do well.
Well, then that's a great testament to the teams in your division.
It is, except you guys, you guys picked Norma and Aaron. Apparently you thought that they sucked not to be your first picks.
Aaron
going all the way.
Yeah, Aaron was just the champion 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
I also picked. Let's see here. Who else? You got some of the new guys, so that's kind of.
If I had known I was supposed to be picking my players based on the idea that their teams were going to be doing poorly this year.
Didn't you read the North Idaho Fans Football League News?
Just like no one else did. For facts. I looked at the pictures.
Well, the pictures are, yeah. Well, I did put some pictures in there. Next year there'll be no pictures.
No, that's good laboratory material. I cracked open there when we got a couple class. It's good stuff.
No, we all know
I read
it's very hard on that.
I didn't read it cover to cover.
I read a lot.
I just like how, of course, Johnny backing up the fact that his record was, 20-4 last year, so he didn't have to bag on any of his players doing bad, while everybody else, giving a synopsis of last year and how everybody's team, this team didn't look good, this team didn't look so good. Great player there, but not so good there.
Well, Sarah Haugen got a little upset about her prediction of not doing very good. Got a little angry at the commish.
I'm sure.
But hey, you have a bad season, I'm going to talk about it. You have a good season, I'm going to talk about it. How many pictures of Robbie were there in the issue? 7, 8, 10. The whole centerfold that came out.
It's a pretty hot centerfold too.
How?
Yeah, so Robbie ended up taking Norman, Aaron Lennon. Haugen's Hustlers is the third pick. The Rocks, then Fish Ticklers, the Masters, Sean Charleston, Dr. Mo. Okay? Katie, you ended up taking JH Express first. Pussycats, Brew Crew, Man Whores, Injured Reserve, Smear the Queers, Hankenstein Monsters, and of course your team. 3 playoff teams from last year in each one. The A-Dogs, Dr. Mo, and the Spades were all playoff teams in Robbie's division. JH Express, Brew Crew, and Divas are all playoff teams in your division. Fairly balanced. There was, the Pussycats had a really, really good year last year. Didn't quite make the playoffs. Man Horse had a good year. James Chapman was on the message board. Not happy. Have you seen what he wrote yet?
No.
Criticizing Katie's picks in the division.
Well, excuse me for thinking he was going to do well.
Maybe Chapman should win a Super Bowl, then he can pick us up.
Well, that's a valid point. He did say WTF, which I don't even know what that means.
Yep.
He talks like that sometimes after a long night drinking.
Johnny,
stock shelves. Some stuff there. League names. They have yet to be announced. This would be a great opportunity for you guys to announce your league names. Robbie, have you come to a conclusion on what this is going to be, or is there
Nah, there's still a few to pick from.
Well,
Me too.
tell us a couple of the few you're still
You can still go with the old standby bull queers.
bull queers. Are the people in your division bull queers though?
We'll see at the end of the year.
Is there any other names you're kicking around?
Pay me your money, douchebags.
That was good.
Oh, was that yours?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to steal
Of
yours.
course. Yeah.
Katie, what are some that you're bouncing around?
I can't think of any of them that are really good. I saw Big Les's idea for the Barbie bitches, and then Nastasia came up with some cute ones.
Maybe we could just call our division the Big Lesses. What? In honor of Big Les.
Sure.
No good?
In honor of a guy only making it to the playoffs. That's all he does. Gets to the postseason and lays a big goose egg.
So what are your guys' predictions for this year? Are you guys, have you looked at some other teams? I mean, do either you think that one team's going to be better than the other? And what do you think of your own?
I'm not feeling as confident about my team as I did last year or the year before.
About week 8, week 10, I have a better idea.
Yeah.
Gonna go through a lot of wide receivers. I can see some running backs getting injured. Maybe even some quarterbacks that people have picked. Some big names.
Well, the commissioner already thinks that he is one of the teams to beat.
Of course.
Nah, I'm just letting you know.
Of course the commissioner always thinks that.
Won 20 games last year.
Yeah.
I think I picked very well.
Only because you picked half the players that I had wanted, and I told you I
You look at some of the
wanted.
teams that dominated for 2
Johnny
years,
got it.
and right now they're just sucking.
This is what happens.
Look what happened
Me and
last year.
Katie lay in bed late at night.
Reserves.
She goes to sleep and starts mumbling some of the players she wants. Kevin Cobb.
And so he writes down every player that I say because he thinks I'm lucky.
Subconsciously, she listens to ESPN in her sleep.
Oh,
and she follows the names.
Donald Brown. And then I jot these down, and the draft day, there they are. Brett Favre. Wranglers.
Why doesn't that guy just retire and call it quits?
No. The reason why Favre does it, we've discussed this already, Favre does not want to do spring training. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him.
20th plus year in the season, I wouldn't want to do spring training either. I wouldn't want to carry somebody's bags.
And did you guys enjoy the draft? Did everything go smooth at the draft? What some pros and cons to what happened?
Pros is that most of the people showed up on time. That was nice.
Yeah.
Pros are, we got some new guys in there, some fresh meat. Cons, people still haven't paid from last year. Pay your money.
Which reminds, the fees are $55 this year. So far, Sarah Haugen's the only one to pay in full.
Hey, wait a minute.
She also gave the $5 for the NFL pick and pull. She paid $60. Moshan paid me $55. He's going to do the pick and pull as well.
Good.
Season starts September 8th. The Saints versus the Vikings. And then there's the new free agency thing that's out there, which you can pick up free agents depending on your record.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a fun one. I don't know how the hell you're going to regulate that.
Well, it regulates it on the site on its own.
Oh,
So between each Tuesday between 4 a.m. and noon, you can go in there, and if you're last place, Robbie, you pick up a player, and Katie picks up the same player. After noon, after the noon hour hits, then it awards that player to whomever had the worst record.
Of course.
And then 6 p.m. on Tuesday, it opens back up for everybody, just free for all, like it has been in the years past. What do you guys think of that rule? Agree? Disagree?
So it's
I guess next year when I suck and I have to bitch about something else, then we'll change the rules.
Oh, what about the whole Tuesday rule thing?
I just went over that.
Well, I'm trying to understand it.
Well, between 4 a.m. and noon, you can pick any player you want.
I got that.
But he's not awarded onto your team until, let's say I pick it and I have a worse record than you, then that player after the noon hour hits is awarded to me because my record's worse.
And can you tell on the site who's picking what?
No, it's going to be, so let's say we both pick Fred Taylor and you're 5-0 and I'm 0-5, that player would end up going to me. The reason for this is, for one, people at 6 o'clock, some people were jumping right on and getting players.
The way they should be.
And then we want to also try to keep a competitive balance between the lower teams and the upper teams.
Well, then they should be able to clock on.
Yeah, but I remember getting some shitty guys like Rock Taylor or whatever the hell his name was, and I got a rash of shit about that. He didn't do nothing.
Well, there's always going to be a rash.
You know what I'm talking about?
Rock Cartwright.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be some rash of caca, poo-poo that's going to be out there.
Yeah. Okay. Now, does anybody know what happened to Rock Taylor?
Well,
Cartwright, excuse me.
He didn't get drafted this year.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
I think I
And
like.
that's what started all this. We got Rock Taylor.
I
want Rock Taylor. Robbie's cheating. I'm not cheating nothing. Dear Lord. I got to pick up one guy guy who's basically a no man because who was it? Who was running through running backs? Was it who did he play?
The East? Oh, it was Redskins.
Okay, yeah, they were running through running backs. He was a 4-stringer. They just basically throw a meat out there in a game to see who's going to do what. So it's just a giant fluke.
So, and start to wrapping things up here with.
That's what started this rule. I know it.
No. Well,
you guys think I was cheating somehow?
We voted on it, and it was approved by the
Who
league.
voted it?
League members.
Oh, whoever bitches about it. So you got 3 people that bitch and whine about it. Oh, the league voted. Yeah.
All these numbers are scrutinized.
I'm gonna give you my money.
And speaking of money, you are the defending Smack Talk champion.
Yeah.
Good job.
All you gotta do is type in single words.
Nah.
You know, all you gotta do is type.
He's good at single
That's
words.
why I didn't say crap during the draft because I wouldn't get paid for it.
So, are we gonna? And there was a lot of one-word responses to some people's things. Like Aaron Lennon would write some stuff, and then you would come back with a one-word response being.
Bye.
Is this on the record?
It's on the record.
No, I have to go in there and type it in.
Well, I guess we're wondering, are we gonna have a little more content for you this year? Or are we gonna actually feel? Because I don't feel like the league really knows who you are. You're this mysterious maverick with these one-word answers. I mean, who is Rob Hunt?
I'm the guy who won last year and got all the money. Thank you. I just see that 90% of our league paid on time.
But I think the people out there would like to see a little more interaction from you.
More action? What do you
Yes,
More
we
interaction.
want? Oh, more interaction?
You know, Dane writes these novels. He expects somebody to write something in return.
No.
A synopsis of what Dane wrote.
Why would I type for 45 minutes and then spell check it when all it takes is one response to win $10?
I don't know if that's going to end up happening this year or not.
Let's see at the end of the year. Let's see who backs up what. Dane with his novels. Let's see if he backs it up. And if Dane wants to write a novel and get $10, that's fine with me.
Well, Dane's got things to say.
I think Dane's got a lot of free time on his hands.
We would like to know more about you.
Oh yeah, we're laughing at Dane.
You okay?
No, it's laughing at something else.
Katie's been doing drugs again.
Right.
Well, let's wrap things up a little bit. I appreciate both of you guys taking some time to come on. I thought the draft was great. I was glad to see everybody over.
Very good.
Got through in 2 hours. I wish there was a little more time to socialize.
I was so glad Robbie came all the way down.
I know, I'm glad to.
Everybody was glad to see Robbie.
Next year we'll get Beast, and maybe we can pick up some other new guys. I don't know if we have enough room or not.
Still, I'd like to do a man's weekend, 1 week where everyone comes and we hang out actually for more than 2
Sounds
hours.
like a sausage fest.
Then you're
We
against
find
that?
What?
No, Katie's against sausage fests?
Only if I can be involved.
Oh.
I'd like to be a bread in that sausage fest.
Dang.
Oh. Look at the studio announcer. Well, that's all we got for the draft. Like I said, on the site, I'll be going down and I'll be giving grades out for everybody. I know some people probably already have an idea of what they're going to be graded. Looking
What am I graded?
forward to an exciting year in the very tough Kate Peck small boob division and the I say what the hell I feel in one word division. I don't know what your guys' names are going to be, but we're looking forward to that. And yeah, thanks. We enjoyed having Robbie up here for the week, haven't we?
Yeah.
Why don't you give him a big hug?
Oh, yay. Yay, Robbie.
Oh, look at all this. And we'll have another telecast maybe somewhere throughout the year to kind of highlight maybe like a halfway special. Maybe we'll have Dane over and we'll take a look at who's doing good, not so good, and then maybe Robbie will have a better idea how good his team is in week 8. It's going to take him that long.
Week 8?
Yep.
Why is week 8 so great?
Exactly.
Because half of my players,
Hey!
week 8 is the bye week
Come on
for
over.
me, and like half of my players are week 8.
Yeah, then you'll have a good idea of what's going on. All right, that's all we got. Thank you, everybody.